What up? It is the question of the day. What are you doing to make a difference in your life, with others, in the world? Okay, so let's talk about this. So what are you doing to make a difference? Comment below and let's talk about this. Maybe it's a difference in your life. Maybe it's a difference with others. Maybe you're making a difference in the world. Maybe it's all three. What are you doing to make a difference? I want to hear from you. Come be part of this judgment-free conversation, because that's what these questions and that's what this channel is all about. Let's unite, not untie. So these questions of the day, I post them every day. And so when I was in grad school, like from 2012 to 14, I was working at Northeastern, which is where I teach now. But at the time, I was working in student leadership development. Think of like student activities. I was helping with retreats and clubs and helping kind of manage the office. And so we had this dry erase board on the outside of our office. And every day I posed a question of the day. So that's kind of where these questions came from, was like my idea to pose these questions to make the students think. And so my very first question of the day that I posed back then was this question. The question that I'm posing for you, is how do you make a difference? Because, the whole concept of going to college is to make a difference, whether it's in your life or in others' lives. And so I thought, I'm going to pose the very first question I did when I worked in that department. And so, but it's tough sometimes because sometimes we want to make a difference in the world, but we're like, how can I even do that, right? How can I even make a difference in the world? Because it's just daunting, it's overwhelming. But I think we have to kind of start small. We have to kind of start with ourselves, right? We have to think okay, how can I make a difference in my life? Whether it's like taking a yoga class or, going to college or, just sitting back and taking a breath or eating a healthy meal, is that we kind of have to start small, right? We have to start from within before we can move on outward. And so that's kind of sometimes it's hard to think about how am I going to make a difference? But I think my husband gave me some really great advice years ago, and he said, don't worry about the how, concentrate on the what. And I love that idea because many times I do want to figure out the how, but I kind of have to figure out the what first. And so, we have to kind of figure out what we want in this world, what we want out of life. So what are the things that we want to make a difference? And then we can figure out how to make them. And so what am I doing to make a difference in this world? Or make a difference in my life? I mean, first of all, I'm trying to take care of myself, and I talk about that in these daily videos. And also, I have a Facebook group with almost 1,000 women where I also pose these questions of the day, and we have a discussion over there. The link is below if you want to join. And certainly these questions are not just for women. I mean, there's men that watch these videos too, and these questions are all about self-reflection. And so I guess that's what I want to do with making a difference. If I'm going to look at the grandiose scale, making a difference in this world, is let's start with some self-reflection. These daily questions are a big part of making a difference. I also teach, as I've talked about here in the past. I'm hoping that I, can pass on some information, but I'm also here to learn information from my students, right? It's not just a one-way street, it's back and forth. So, I'm just trying to make a difference by putting my thoughts and opinions, and also trying to be judgment free. I mean, it's hard because we're human beings, but also trying to make a difference in that way of understanding that we all have a story to tell, and that we all have different sides of ourselves to tell. And so that's my little contribution to the world, is trying to listen to other people. I know that we're all going to have a difference of opinion, but you know what? It's really all about listening to each other at the end of the day. So that's kind of what I'm doing. That's what I'm working on. I want to hear from you. Comment below and let's talk about this. Come be part of this judgment-free conversation. And while you're here, subscribe. Come hang out with us. This is kind of a cool place to be. And invite a friend, because the more people that are part of this conversation, the sooner we can change the world. Thanks.